Alright, I'm making this video to show you a curious Witcher reference in Cyberpunk's expansion, Phantom Liberty. It can be found during the ending where you take Songbird's path, which is after you side with her at this point.
I'm with you, Somi.
First, however, I'll have to thank a viewer of mine by the name of Dirty Sanchez, who sent me a screenshot of a data shard and claimed it was found somewhere throughout this ending, but he couldn't quite remember where. So I went looking again, and it turns out to be here. This is right after you get yourself captured for messing with the security guy at the spaceport. Normally you have to proceed through this door, but you can take a detour to the left. After you reach the main room, there is yet another short detour to the left where you go downstairs into a tiny room filled with boxes. Next to one of them, there is a data shard called Last Wish. Already a clear reference, but it goes deeper. The text reads, "Ever since we professed our love for each other, up at the very top, with a view of the whole world, I knew right then and there that nothing could separate us except death." This here clearly depicts the ending of Yennefer's personal quest, called The Last Wish, in case you told her that you still love her after the Djinn's spell had been broken. Then the shard goes on to say, "If you're reading this letter, it means that my time has finally come. My final wish is that you take my ashes to the moon and scatter them from the highest peak as you gaze at the stars and think of me. Signed by Y, aka Yennefer." So this has to mean that in some sort of alternative universe, or thanks to the power of traveling through time and space, Geralt and Yennefer somehow made it all the way to the current timeline of Cyberpunk, where she died, leaving this message for Geralt, and now he has got to be one of the passengers on the spaceport, I assume, heading towards the moon to scatter her ashes. And this here has got to be part of his luggage, I guess? Because right next to the shard there is a box. It's quite dark and hard to see what's exactly in it, but there are books, and there is definitely a very visible urn, which has got to contain Yennefer's ashes, as stated in the shard itself. There's nothing else here indicating that this may belong to Geralt or Yennefer, no swords or anything like that. But then again, they don't allow weapons here. Sadly, none of this can be looted. Perhaps I should keep looking to see if Geralt himself can be found somewhere around. But I'm not sure how seriously we should be taking this. It reminds me of the Easter egg in Blood and Wine, where you can basically find Ciri's grave. I've made a video about it if you haven't seen it. But yeah, a ton of questions arise here, like how and why did Geralt and Yen end up in Night City? How much time has passed? Has Yennefer died from natural means? It kind of sounds that way. She should be able to live longer than he can, right? But it also sounds a bit like he wasn't aware that she's dying, so I don't know. Also, this clearly doesn't take into account the possibility that they profess their love for one another at the mountaintop and still separate soon afterwards, you know, for reasons. And it's also a little hard to believe that this is truly Yennefer. The real Yennefer would have definitely taken the opportunity to make at least one more dear friend reference before she signs off for good. But anyway, that's all I had for now. Tell me what you think of this and whether you found anything else on the subject. And until the next video, stay tuned and be good.